the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here at Talladega as the drivers are out on the speedway for qualifying. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me is none other than the illustrious, the oh-so Mr. Trash Can himself, Travis Elliott.
Hey, KR, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, Travis. Qualifying has gotten underway here, and these guys are currently laying down some qualifying lap times to try and put themselves in position to win tonight's final race of the regular season.
Yep, we've been waiting all season. Last week we saw a crazy finish around Daytona, and I couldn't think for a better track to end the season, regular season on than Talladega.
The 4 of Chris Akers out on the speedway for his qualifying lap time. So far, no one has posted an official time. Everyone trying to get up to speed here. And Travis, you said you're watching a few drivers, trying to pick some information up.
Yeah, I don't often. A couple of these guys I know very well and race with quite often, and they always seem to be at the top of the standings after qualifying. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get a little pointer or two for free while I'm up here in the booth. See what I'm doing wrong and where I can improve.
Well, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds finding himself out on the speedway has not yet posted an official time here, but Michael Coe in the 9 right now has the fastest time so far with a 51.44, and he is looking very stout in that Hudson Hornet race machine.
Yep, right now Hunter Reynolds is coming for his first time lap, and this is going to be his second coming to the line. He's going to have one lap here, so we'll see where he pulls out after this lap. And it looks like the 4 Chris Akers took away the top spot from Michael Coe with a 50.9, almost 51 flat. So, and he just got passed by his teammate, Paul Servant. The Candy Shack, not surprising. Paul Servant, P1, Dan Osborne, P2. You know, it's typical for them to be at least in the top 5 at the start of any race this season, it seems to be.
All right, guys, so we are going to step away for the national anthem. We'll be right back to bring you the starting lineup for tonight's Talladega race.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we are here at Talladega as the NSRA Sunday Select Series presented by pad.org starts taking to the track for our race here tonight. So let's get right into our starting lineup for this one. On the inside of row number 1 is going to be the 3 of Paul Servant. On his outside, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row number 2 going to be made up of the 88 of Dana Osborne and the 27 of Sean Stevens. Row 3 will be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 61 of DJ Mitzel, last week's race winner. Row number 4 going to be the 4 of Chris Akers and the 17 of J.D. Crow. Row number 5 going to be the 25 of Jimmy Reynolds and the 62 of Les Levy.
Row number 6, the number 9 of Michael Coe, starting on the inside. On his outside, the 82 of Dan Harrington. Row number 7, the 37 of J.R. Johnson. On his outside, the 343 of Russell Hancock. Row number 8, the 65 of Jason Grams is going to be on the inside with the 30 of Donald Bennett on his outside. Row number 9 will be the 21 of Dan Holloway with the 711 of none other than Squirman Herman himself. And bringing up the rear of the field, last but not least, the 31 of Todd Boston.
As the field begins to roll out for tonight's race, let's go ahead, take a little bit of look at our race info here tonight. It is race number 10, the final race of the regular season, and so far Paul Servant is the only driver locked in. Top 12 drivers in points move on to the playoffs, and who is going to be able to step up here tonight and put themselves in position to win? The point standings right now, only 40 points separate 5th place from 13th place. This is anyone's race, anyone's playoff to make, and there is going to be some tears shed tonight. I have that I pretty much have high hopes to see someone cry.
Well, whether it be tears of joy because I don't know, maybe DJ Mitzel will pull out a back-to-back win here and lock himself in, or I mean, we're gonna get at it here in a second, KR, and it's gonna be 75 laps of, I think, of how last week started. It's gonna be 75 laps of just straight up racing the entire time. I don't think anybody's gonna chill out at all tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild one, a lot on the line. It is going to be a fun race to watch for sure as we get ready to rock and roll here. The pace car getting out of the way, that very long wait from the time the pace car pulls off to the time we take the green flag. Paul Servant, Hunter Reynolds gonna do their best to keep these drivers in check behind them, but man, I'll tell you what, that Reynolds wrap machine and that Oreo, they're gonna go together just like they would in real life. You wrap that Oreo up with some Reynolds wrap, call it good. As the green flag comes out, we are underway. I really didn't know where to go with that.
That's fine, KR, but Hunter got a great jump on the outside. That was a good little push there from the 27 of Sean Stevens. And that allowed Hunter to clear the 3 of Paul Servant going into turn 1. But I wouldn't doubt that the 3 jumps up in front of that 27 with the 88 maybe getting clear behind him. It's close, but he decided not to. But leaders have swapped lanes. Seems there's a little bit of little bit of a gap behind the first 4 rows, but that's a great start by the 26 there and getting to the bottom, which in my experience the bottom seems to be pretty quick around here lately. Really hard for that outside line to get momentum built, so we'll see if that changes tonight. But it looks like the 26 of Hunter Reynolds is going to lead lap 1 of the season finale here at Talladega, KR.
The 26 out in front. The front row has swapped lanes. Paul Servant started on the inside. He is now working the outside as Hunter Reynolds is down on the inside. The 88 of Dana Osborne pushing hard on the 26. The 27, John Stevens, trying to get that outside lane rolling with the 3 of Servant on that point. Mark Mann in the 04, third car in that bottom lane. Be watching for Mark Mann to make some noise here in this one. He had a good showing going in this regular season, and he is looking to close this one out and put himself into the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like Mark's always a pretty consistent racer. He's pretty quiet, but that was a great move by the 88 there to clear, get Hunter to where he could clear his teammate, and they both can drop to the bottom and have that bottom lane. So they're making that outside work pretty well. It seems when you have a lot of momentum at the beginning, you get a pretty good run, but they got out, might have got out a little too far, and we'll see if they suck up. But yeah, KR, a car I'm surprised to see up here is somebody we really don't talk about often. That's 27 of Sean Stevens. I don't know if it's the season finale's got everybody a little bit more on edge or something, but I can't wait. I saw Dan Holloway go 3 wide for a second, then he hopped back in line as the 3 hops up in front of that top line, and they're gonna have a drag race to see who leads this lap. And KR, was that contact between the 2 teammates there?
Oh man, that 17 shot up towards the wall there, but gathered it back in. JD Crow had a big moment there, but you were talking about Sean Stevens, how he's running up front. He comes into tonight just 1 point outside the cutoff. So that 27 machine looking to try and gain a point advantage over none other than Russell Hancock. Hancock picked up a win earlier this season, but keep in mind, 2 wins lock you into the championship playoffs. Hancock only got that 1 win.
Yeah, I kind of like the 2 wins and you can get to lock yourself in, because that creates a whole different dynamic. As that you can just look at that bottom line. Just you have to do so much to get that outside line moving, and I noticed that last week around Talladega. The outside line, unless you have somebody pushing the second car, you're not really going to do anything, or you can time your run like Hunter just did. But even then, you're going to fizzle out. You're going to have to do something special. The 21 of Dan Holloway going 3 wide in the back. Looks like he's on the outside of the 82 of Dan Harrington. The 2 Dans being kind of making a Dan sandwich with the number 9, but he hops back in line. But KR, you bring up Mark Mann. I feel like Mark Mann is always around at the end of the races, but he's never. I don't think he's gotten a win this season. He's just always in that top 5, top 3. It seems, at least the past couple races.
Yeah, Mark Mann comes into tonight's race 2nd place in the point standings, 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and we are only done with 9 races. This is race number 10, so he has had a very solid, very consistent season, just not been in victory lane. But Mark Mann in that 04 looking like maybe he does have enough points to survive, but it's not locked in yet. He does have a little bit of buffer, but anything could happen here, and we could see him out of playoff contention.
Ooh, a big wiggle by the 88 getting pushed by the 3. And it seems like what keeps happening is the outside just falls back, and that's allowing who's ever second in line to push the leader clear and themselves clear, and they hop up in front of that top line. And big wiggle from the push by the 3 in the corner. Always risky when you push in the corner. You can see there's a little bit of a checkup behind him with the 27 Sean Stevens. But we're 8 laps, coming to 8 laps into this, and we're still green. That's better than what they went last week. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe they're going to be a little bit tame, as Dan Holloway is once again looking to the outside line. looks like he's going to take advantage of a checkup. I don't know how far he's going to get, but he has the 17 of JD Crow behind him. Looked like Les Levy was going to hop up in front of the 21, but he decided against it. You know, we see Dan Holloway back there peeking out. I don't know where he is in the standings. I know I know Paul Servano's teammates locked in. Oh, look. The 3 blew up.
The 3 has popped his engine. Paul Servant in trouble early here, and he is going to have to work his way around and burn a fast repair to get back into this one.
Yeah, we've seen him go a couple laps down a couple times and still finish pretty well, but that's unfortunate, especially this early. You're not like within a pit window to where it really makes sense for your team to pit with you, so that's really going to hurt him. But that's something to put down in the memory bank for the rest of the night. If I'm seeing somebody blow up on lap 8, you got to think of how much you can actually push realistically. As Hunter Reynolds gets clear with a good push from the 04 Mark Bea down in front of the 88 of Dana Osborne car.
So as the 26 continues to lead on the inside line, Mark Mann trying to build the momentum on the outside to put his car out in front. Paul Servant finally getting onto pit road. He has lost a lap in the process. He is on pit road and going to lose another lap here, possibly even go 3 laps down before this race is all said and done. He is in need of a caution. The good news for the fans of the 3 of Paul Servant, he's locked into the playoffs. He is the only driver that has got 2 wins this season. So he is ready to help his teammates here the rest of this race.
And that's what happened when he blew up. He was pushing the 88 clear of Hunter, and then going into turn 1, he popped and went high. Luckily, everybody was aware enough as a big shove from the 04. Mark Band is going to get the 88 and the 04 clear by about 2 car lengths. Jesus, that was a push by Mark Mann right there. And that's going to get the 27 room to clear the 26, but DJ Mitchell is stuck on the outside, which I believe, we're about 7 laps away from being close to being in the pit window. We've seen people stretch it to 20. That's another thing that we can talk about, KR, is the craziness of green flag pit stops and pit road. We've seen some incidents occasionally going into pit road and ruining people's races.
Yeah, pit road very tricky here on these super speedways under green flag conditions, because everyone tries to pit in a big group, and then all it takes is one driver to get it wrong and he can wipe out several drivers. But man, I'll tell you what, those green flag pit stops will spread this field out a little bit, and it really comes down to who can get onto pit road quick, who can be efficient, and who can get off the pit lane quick. And then, did you have someone do it just as fast as you? Because having a partner is very important.
Yeah, not to mention you're going 197 in the turns, trying to wool it down to 55 miles an hour around here at Talladega, and you only got a little bit of distance to go. Granted, it's a lot more room than you think, but like you said, when you have 3, 4, 5, 6 other cars pitting with you, you run out of room really quick, especially when they're in front of you. Oh, big checkup on the outside line. That allowed the 80 of Dana Osborne to hop up in front of his teammate, E4 of Chris Akers.
DJ Mitchell in the 61 machine, finding himself running down on the bottom lane here. Mitchell picked up the win last week, trying to make it 2 in a row and not worry about the points. I will say he did gain 4 spots. So he went from 13th in the point standings, won the race last week, now finds himself in 9th. Still has a little bit of buffer from that cutoff lane, but not enough to sit back and watch this race happen. He's going to have to stay on top of it all night long.
Yeah, it's not like Mark Mann where, your second points, and have that much of a gap. I don't even know if Mark Mann, with the number of cars, and I don't know how they do points here, but you know, if they do it by position, there might not even be enough points for Mark Mann to lose out due to how many points he has over the last car. But yeah, DJ, I don't know, has anybody done a back-to-back this season?
This season, no one has won back-to-back races. Our only repeat winner being Paul Servant, and it took him, he hit victory lane in race number 2 and then found it once again in race number 5.
Yeah, so it seems to be very difficult to get, well, I mean, when you have a solid group of guys who are all competitive and all you know, hungry to win and hungry to race, it makes winning very difficult around here. You gotta have a little bit of that luck, that super speedway luck, because you know, you could have all the talent in the world, but you just get caught up in other people's business, which ruins your race. We saw most of the pack was a single file there, but the 4 and the 88 hopped out back up to the top. 4 is giving Dana Osborne a big shove. Such a big shove that he damaged his rear end.
So a little bit of crinkle on the back end of the 88, but regardless, not slowing that machine down just yet. DJ Mitchell's still your race leader in that 61 machine as he comes around to lead another lap. And we are right now at the fuel window. We're going to see these guys start hitting pit lane here in a matter of laps.
Yeah, the people who tend to stay out a little bit longer, usually the 17 of JD Crow and his teammate, which I am blanking on right now. Michael Coe seems to be running with Mr. JD Crow tonight. We have a Crow and Co. I think that's what they should change their name to if they're an official team. But he tends to stay out a little bit longer than everybody else, which, you know, kind of gets you off cycle, and which can be a good thing, and it can also be a bad thing. You can get away from your the pack, which the entire pack is on the bottom, which I don't know if you just noticed this, KR. The 88 drifted up awfully high very quickly for the 4. So I'm wondering if the 4 is pushing him so hard that he had him get out of the way as soon as possible before his engine popped.
Yeah, any number of possibilities as the 88 slices down in front of the 61. That was a very quick maneuver, and we might see these guys hit pit lane here as they are coming down pit road.
Reckon.
Jason
Big
Graham's
wreck.
Mark Mann, hard contact, and the yellow flag coming out.
Looks like that might have been a miscommunication. That's hard to say.
Looks like the 04 of Mark Mann maybe got a little bit of a bump in the back by the 27 of Sean Stevens, and that is what's going to trigger this whole thing.
Yeah, I've noticed an awful lot lately. iRacing's, but iRacing's netcode has been on another level lately. I don't know if you've experienced this yourself, KR, but it's something.
Either way, several cars getting caught up in this one while several other cars were on pit road. How this is all going to play out for everyone involved, well, we're going to have to take a moment to figure this one out ourselves.
Yeah, usually I think how iRacing does it, if you're on pit road and the caution comes out, you technically have to drive through, or you don't have to, but it can be hit and miss whether or not it'll score you as pitted and like with the leaders and you're leading, or it'll have the field pass you. So we'll see how this plays out. It looks like pit entry is still closed.
Yeah, pit entry just opened up. The 4 of Chris Akers going to hit pit lane. And with everyone hitting pit road and the big confusion of how this is all going to play out, we're going to step away for a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are now getting stacked up for a restart. We go side by side for this one. And Travis, you noted while we were under caution that it seemed like one driver who hit pit road in the lead now finds himself at the back of the pack.
Yeah, looks like DJ Mitchell got the bad end of the stick there. High Racing, scored him. Not as the leader when the caution came out because he was on pit road, so he's now in P18, but somebody who was probably glad to see that caution, the 3 of Paul Servant, back again once on the lead lap. So, not surprised there.
Yeah, the entire field ended up back on the lead lap. We started 19 cars for this race. All 19 drivers sitting in that lead lap counter. So Chris Akers in the 4, Hunter Reynolds in the 26. That's going to be row number 1 for this restart. Row number 2 going to be the 27 and the 62 of Les Levy. So Sean Stevens fighting for his playoff hopes here, just 1 point below the cutoff coming into this race. And it looks like that 27 is bound and determined to stay inside the top 5.
Yeah, he's been there all night with the pace car being off. We'll see if that outside can get a good jump like they did earlier. Hunter did a pretty good job. See if Les can give him a shove. Looks like he's already on his bumper nearly. As the green flag comes out, Hunter got a good jump, so did the 4, but the 27 seemed to be caught sleeping a little bit. Big gap between the 4 and the 27. I wonder if that'll hurt the 4 Chris Akers or help him. It seems the 27 is starting to get caught back up. Not a good start for Hunter like last time. He's going to get the run out of 2 maybe. Nope, there was a checkup. Les got a little worried there, but looks like he might get Hunter clear here. Down to the bottom. Nope. Yep. Very late drop for the 26. But you know, oh, they're 3 wide in the middle of the pack. The 9, I believe that is actually. What is that? Is that Michael Coe? Yes, it is. The 9 of Michael Coe. 3 wide in the back. As Hunter Reynolds takes the lead. Well, they're all scrambling right now, KR.
We do have 3 cars in the outside lane. That is the 88 of Dana Osborne, the 21 of Holloway, and the 3 of Paul Servant. Now make it 4 as the 61 of DJ Mitzel going to join this. We got 4 cars trying to make it 3 wide as we're working lap 22 of 75. You all can't tell me that these drivers don't know that the playoffs are on the line and they are trying to make something happen.
Yeah, you can definitely tell DJ's being very opportunistic. He knows that the Candy Shack guys are fast. So it's a matter of time that they're going to get up to the front. We'll see where he pans out after all this happens. JD Crow's going to hop up in front of the 62 of Les Levy. It looks like he might get split because he's going a little bit slower than them, but Les is going to fall in line. That might cause a checkup. So that might look good for the Candy Shack guys on top. But DJ Mitzel back.
Ooh, big niggle by J.R. Johnson in the 9.
Yeah, that was close. Like we both saw it at the exact same time. But looking back at that throw, that's a big shove by the 62 of Les Levy. It looks like the 17 just got shot out of a cannon. I don't know what that was, but it must have been a checkup on the bottom. I'm seeing a little bit of accordion effect happen, but DJ Mitzel hopped back down in that middle lane. I think he saw that, you know, maybe nothing was going on right now, too early, I don't know, but that 3-car pack is the 9 of, I believe that is that Jared Johnson in the Coors 9?
Yes.
So the Jared Johnson in that Coors number 9 is going to hop up in front of the 88 and run that top and try to get in front of the 17. The Ford's going to hop up in front of the 17, take away the middle lane. That's going to take away the chance of the 9 dropping. But I think that 9 is going to get a pretty good shove. The 4 is going to get clear. The 9's clear all the way to the bottom. Contact between the 17 and the 21. And they're checking up through the field right now, KR. Oh, goodness.
Squirmin' Herman still squirming all over the track. That 7-11, though, gets gathered back in. That was a big hold your breath moment for a lot of these drivers. Somehow they all managed to get through it, but they're not tightly packed up right now. Everyone kind of still scrambling, trying to get bunched back up after everyone was checking up.
Yeah, it looks like DJ got a little bit of front end damage from that. Hopefully that won't affect him too much, but they're going all out. The 37 or the Coors 9 of J.R. Johnson making a big move all the way from the top to the bottom. But you know, he had that great push from the 88 of Dana Osborne. And KR, you know, that's the season finale for the regular season, and they're not disappointing me right now. But 2 distinct packs seem to be forming. I wouldn't really call them packs, but one's being led, I believe, by the 343 of Russell Hancock. He's got about 6 cars in tow, one of them being DJ Mitzel. And Mark Mann right now, currently the last car in the lead lap because we lost the 30 of Donald Bennett, seems 6 laps ago.
Yeah, Donald Bennett pulled onto pit road and went behind the wall. It looks like his night is done early here. So the 31 machine, the first one to drop out of tonight's race. But you mentioned Mark Mann, and I think it's time.
The classic Mark Mann. Crack one open for him. Hopefully that bodes well for him. It's 50-50, really.
You know, I gotta wonder, the other drivers maybe, why does he do it for him? I don't know why. It just is.
It just feels right. It's something that you can't explain. We'll just refer to it as the Mark Man effect.
It is. And we do have word from Donald Bennett over in the YouTube chat saying that iRacing glitched in his pit stall and it ran out of fuel.
Oh, that's nice. iRacing, please fix.
Wow. Tough break.
Yeah.
Well, lesson learned here. Don't go that long till you hit pit road.
Or just don't go to pit road at all.
Yeah, don't. Maybe it'll glitch where the fuel tank is always full.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. They're racing hard. The pack's being led by the 4 of Chris Akers. Big push by that Coors 9 of J.R. Johnson. He's gonna hop up in front of that big run by 88. 88's gonna give him a nice shove there. That's certainly gonna get him clear. But Hunter's pushing the 4 on the bottom, not letting him make the easy move. And he drops down anyway because that outside just had so much more momentum from Dana Osborne coming off the corner, and that's probably gonna allow the 4 of Chris Akers to hop up in front of his teammate. Oh, called it, not surprised. Oh, bad bump by the 26 of Hunter. That was a great little save there by the Coors 9 of J.R. Johnson KR.
As we gather it back in, the 4 of Chris Akers now leading this field onto the backstretch. Dana Osborne, his teammate, on his outside. And how about that? The 9 of J.R. Johnson and the 17 of J.D. Crow getting together. Big contact. 2 cars going airborne. And it looks like it is lights out for the 17 as he is coming to a stop on his roof. That is going to be a long time towing.
That was a hit and a half. Jesus.
Stephen Herman getting a piece of it as well. Take one more look at this one.
Where did Stephen even end up after that wreck?
Stephen Herman tumbling down the track, somehow lands on all 4, grabs a gear and gets rolling. But what an intense contact between the 17 and the 711. They both just go flying.
That I don't mean to laugh, but I think that's the farthest I've seen a car fly. Steve Herman, like, he got hit from the 61 of DJ Mitzel, and he went from the entry of turn 3 to nearly in turn 4 there.
Yeah, that was a full-on field goal kick for the 61 of DJ Mitzel.
Oh man. I feel bad for DJ because he's in that precarious points situation, but iRacing has some golden wrecks sometime, man. I tell you what.
Oh, absolutely. So the 88 of Dana Osborne leading the field onto pit lane. Chris Akers, J.R. Johnson, and Hunter Reynolds follow suit. Everyone coming down. Stephen Herman sitting on pit road. So too is J.D. Crow, as they are going to have to take the tow back to pit lane. That means a long, extended stay for them.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised that the 7-Eleven couldn't get it back around, since you said he grabbed a gear and started rolling again, but he probably blew it as soon as he put it into gear. But for Chris Akers winning your race off pit road, if you want to call it a race, he seemed to have got out pretty quick with his teammate Paul Servant behind him. But KR, the person that didn't get caught up in that wreck, 27 of Sean Stevens, sitting there in P7 right now. It's looking pretty good for that 27 right now.
That it is. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back to bring you our restart lineup.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the 4 of Chris Akers winning the race off of pit lane, taking the inside for this restart on the outside of row number 1. That is the 3 of Paul Servant. Row number 2, well, we got a new driver on row number 2 for this one. It's not JR Johnson. We saw JR at the front of the field. He's going to restart on the inside. But how about the 25 of Jimmy Reynolds making some noise here for this restart? Second lane or second row outside for the 25 machine.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought that was Hunter because I completely forgot that Hunter was running the Reynolds wrap car. So we'll see what Jimmy can do here on this restart. You know, I've raced with Jimmy quite a bit. I've seen him, in my opinion, improve drastically. Not to say that he was bad to begin with, but more or less improving with confidence. Getting more confident behind the wheels. Might be getting a little friendly bump from the 21 of Dan Holloway, but we'll see how he does here. See if he can get that good start on the outside. Gets clear of the 3 of Paul Servant, or the 4 of Chris Akers is going to hop up in front of his teammate of Paul Servant. We'll see. As the Ford Mustang pace car pulls off the pit road. That long, slow crawl as JD Crow catches back up to the field in the back of the pack. But KR right now, especially being the last race of the season, you're getting amped. Every restart's just an hour long. But the green flag does come out. 3 gets a great jump, but looks like something happened. I heard contact behind him, I believe between the 82 and the 26. But the 3 of Paul Servant, even with his teammate, neither driver really getting any help realistically. About a 4 car length gap between the 9 and the 62. I don't know what happened on that restart, KR. Did you see anything that I didn't?
No, it just looked like the front row really took off. Everyone else got caught napping, and now they all bunch back up down the back stretch. JR Johnson getting the back bumper of Akers, and Jimmy Reynolds trying to push hard on Servant in the 3.
Yeah.
So, I do want to update Donald Bennett out of this race due to the issues with refueling, and also 1 lap down, JD Crow, Stephen Herman. We saw those 2 drivers go flying, and it has cost them both a lap, but they are out on track trying to get themselves back in this race.
Yeah, still a long race to go, unfortunately. In order for them to get both of them to get their laps back, you need 2 cautions. And I don't want to see 2 more cautions. I'd love to see this thing go green, but you never know. Ooh, big checkup on the inside, but right now the lines are at a dead heat, with the inside being a little bit more, having a little bit more momentum, but that outside seems to be pretty well put together. You have the 7-Eleven of Stephen Herman hopping up to the back, and the 61 of DJ Mitzel also abandoning the bottom lane, going to the top. We'll see if that helps to give them the number advantage, but it looks like they're formed fairly well. At least they seem more organized in the top, the first 5 lanes compared to the bottom, with that gap being behind that 9 of J.R. Johnson to Wes's front bumper. But they're all going hard. It looks like the 3 might get clear. That's a great push from the 25 of Jimmy Reynolds, now leading that outside line. We'll see what the 21 of Dan Holloway can do, or if that 4 is going to get clear and hop up in front of Jimmy and just keep swapping positions like the Candy Shack boys seem to do all the time. They do so well. They do that's something I want to bring up. The Candy Shack team does such a good job of being aware of where the momentum is coming on the outside, using it to get in front of the bottom lane leader, usually one of their teammates or somebody else, KR.
Yeah, they do a really good job at working as a team as well. And with all your experience on a super speedway, it takes a team effort to stay out in front, let alone not just one car, but all of your team. And how many times have we seen Candy Shack Motorsports at the front of the field?
I feel like I don't talk about them enough.
Right?
There's a little bit of a check back in the pack, but I don't see the 4 leaving that 3 right now. That outside line seems to be losing a little bit of momentum. I don't know if there was contact between somebody, but yeah, it's very, and even working as a team to stay up front and be up front, but they're not really trying to slow the lanes down. They're controlling the races just by sheer speed and just raw pushing talent right now, and they do that each and every week. I feel like there's at least the weeks I've been here, there's not been a time where I haven't mentioned Candy Shack doing poorly, because even when one of them has a moment where they blow an engine, as a 21 of Dan Holloway looked like he was going to go to the outside of the 25 of Jamie Reynolds. He is. 82 of Dan Harrington's going to fill that spot. 21 not really going to have any help right now. The closest car he has is the 17 of JD Crow, and he's about 3 car lengths back, but the outside line kind of fell apart a little bit. I don't know if they're having issues, or I don't know if Jimmy has a little bit of damage or something, but 27, Sean Stevens going to hop up in front of the 25 of Jimmy Reynolds and lead that outside. And we've seen Sean in the top 10, top 5 seems all night. Once again, he's trying to make a push to the front, KR.
Riding on board with the 61 of DJ Mitzel. You saw the fall for the 21 as he moved to the outside lane, dropped all the way back to the tail end of this field. However, at the front continues to be the 3 of Paul Servant, the 4 of Chris Akers, and J.R. Johnson. The 3 cars clearing the outside lane. Sean Stevens in the 27, trying to build some momentum. And now Chris Akers moves up in front of him. But Sean Stevens really, trying to get into the playoffs here. And if he continues what he is doing, he will be one of those drivers to point in. He was just 1 point below the cutoff coming into tonight's race. Had to best Russell Hancock by 1 point. Right now he's got Russell covered, but keep in mind anything can happen in this race, including the fact that Russell Hancock could pick up his 2nd win of the season.
Yeah, we saw him. I believe he got his win at Talladega too, being pushed by his I believe it was the 31 of Todd Poston. anything can happen around here with how wide this track is. 3-4 wides, definitely possible. Definitely in the books, which we have Dan Holloway, you know, going to that top, but this time he has a new face up there. 26 of Hunter Reynolds being followed by the 17 of JD Crow. It looks like the 25 of Jimmy Reynolds was gonna hop up in front of Hunter, but decided not to. Hunter must have had a head of steam, and it looks like he kind of does. We'll see if this little two-car tandem on the outside can get a nice push, but the 9 of J.R. Johnson's gonna hop up in front of the 4 of Chris Akers, and Hunter and Dan are coming fast. Do you think they're gonna get it done here, KR?
Boy, they got all that momentum going on the high side right now. The 26 and the 21 trying to get to the front. That 26 has his nose technically in the lead, but as we go into the corner here, they're going to fall back a little bit. Hunter trying to pinch down on the 9 of J.R. Johnson and keep that momentum going, but they fall back a little bit here.
Oh, they're full wide to the trial.
Contact, Hunter into the wall. Holloway into the wall as well, but we stay green. And Daniel Holloway going to come away big time damage on that one. Hunter Reynolds got a piece of it as well, and he is falling back big time.
Right now, the 9 of J.R. Johnson's falling back. I don't know if that's necessarily from him getting damage or him just being out of line, but that just looked to me like the 9 went up a little bit too high, and Chris Akers, being very aggressive like he is, he filled the gap, and I don't think the 9 was expecting Hunter and Dan to be there, but that's just some unfortunate timing right there coming around Talladega. And that's, you know, 4 wide can happen anytime, especially in this front stretch where it's 4 lanes wide. You can do 5, 6 wide even, KR.
So Holloway, Hunter Reynolds, well off the pace. Hunter going to pull on the pit lane here. He's serviced by his crew. Going to have to burn a fast repair on that one for sure. But not only that, he has lost the draft of this lead pack. Daniel Holloway joining him on pit road now as well.
Yeah, they're really on pit road about 12 or 13 laps ago, so they'll have to definitely work together, and you know, hopefully they get lucky and get a caution, not go a lap down, because they're going to be fighting JD Crow and Squirman Herman himself. Excuse me. So we'll see how that goes, but you know, that little incident there didn't stop anybody, because they are currently 3 wide. That outside line being led by the 17 of JD Crow, being pushed by that 9 of JR Johnson. And as you can see, the Daniel Holloway is pulling out of pit road. He is about to be in turn 2, but he's going to get passed by the pack. Hunter might get a little bit more lucky, you know, being out as far as he is, but then he's going to have a race on his hands. I like how, especially around Talladega and stuff, KR, you can always have, you have your main race, but when cars are a lap down, you have a race within the race. And, you know, with a lot of the inside line being on the bottom, they seem to be a little bit of ways, but they might be trying to one-stop this from here. I don't know if they can. Yeah, they can one-stop it, I believe, KR.
All right, so drivers last on pit road on lap 30. We're working lap 45 here, so we are getting close to green flag pit stops. Hunter Reynolds about ready to be swallowed up by the pack as we ride on board with your race leader, the 3 of Paul Servant. He is going to work his way by the 26. Hunter now going 1 lap down. The cars that are 1 lap down, that is Hunter Reynolds, JD Crow, Stephen Herman, and Daniel Holloway.
Yeah, it looks like because the inside line, or the pack formed an inside line, and they're just pretty much single file except for a few cars. That allowed Dan to come out of pit road and get the draft, and he's not wasting any time going back, pushing the 9. I'm assuming he's going to want to do everything he can to try to put as much distance between the 17 and himself. And Hunter seems to be dropping back. He's almost at the end of the bottom line, but he's in that second lane. Dan is pushing that 9 with everything he can to get in front of the 17, but it looks like JD Crow might clear the outside. Might clear the inside line. I don't know. It's going to take a lot of pushing from that 9 car, and he's giving it all he's got. KR.
Yeah, he sure is. JD Crow in the 17. Well, technically, he's back on the lead lap.
Yep, so that would put the 21 of Dan Holloway in the lucky dog spot. Unfortunately, you know, he's behind JR Johnson, who's probably going to drop and leave him out to dry as soon as he gets cleared, and he does. So that puts Dan in a bad spot. That's going to give him he's not going to be the lucky dog anymore, especially because now JD Crow is behind the leader of JR Johnson. So the race within a race begins, KR, as they're probably going to be hitting pit road in about the next 2 to 3 laps, but Dan Holloway hops in between the 62 of Les Levy and the 4, his teammate Chris Akers. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because I know Dan is he's been looking for his first win. I don't know where he is in the points, but nobody's really safe except his teammate Paul Servant. So we'll see how this plays out coming through these pit stops, KR.
So the 9, your race leader of JR Johnson, JD Crow pushing hard on his back bumper. Crow being the first car 1 lap down, but green flag pit stops looming. Keep in mind, the last time we tried green flag pit stops, it didn't go so well. One of the things we talked about in the pre-race was being careful here as who could step up and, make a big gain. And just because you're trying really hard doesn't mean you can't make a mistake still.
Yeah, and even then, you do everything perfectly, and you still can get the bad end of the stick. And that's the game you play with running, Talladega, Daytona, these big plate tracks. You can have all the skill in the world, but you need a lot of luck, and there's a lot of cars pitting right now, and one of them being the 21 of Dan Holloway and Hunter Reynolds. So it's very interesting. Well, they all got on the pit road pretty good there, KR. I think that's the best I've seen them, and this many cars get the pit road.
That they did. That is going to give the lead to Pondo Co. in the 9, DJ Mitchell in the 61, the 31 of Todd Poston, and the 343 of Russell Hancock. That is 3 Wide Motorsports. Well, that is 3 of the drivers from 3 Wide Motorsports. Pondo Co., a driver for the MAGA stable, and right now they are staying out. When will they come down? Looks like they're going to split up and hit pit lane this time.
Ooh, I thought the 9 was going to get caught out there, but luckily he was in front and looked at his mirror and saw that they were pitting. Ooh, they got really close between the 61 and that 9 there. Would have been a little bit too close for my comfort. Looks like they got on pit road pretty well. I don't see any what would we call it? Any penalties for anybody so far, but you got everybody coming off pit road, but the next group, I feel like I just saw that. Yes, I did. Okay. 61 of DJ Mitchell leading the 9 of Michael Coe and the 31 of Todd Poston. But here comes the pack being led by the 3 of Paul Servant. It looks like he's on the outside, and JD Crow is going to get his lap back the hard way, but they're going to go 3 wide. They said screw it. The 4 going to the top, being pushed by the 88. They're probably going to drop down in front of their teammate of Paul Servant. And it seems like they just don't want JD Crow to get his lap back, KR.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyways, as DJ Mitchell had an excellent pit stop. It was the 88 of Dana Osborne is going around. Osborne in trouble here. Is the yellow flag going to come out? Several other cars getting involved in this one. Let's take a look here.
I think you should do an onboard of Hunter Reynolds if you can, KR, because that was close, and especially with how scoring seems to be being timed. Hunter Reynolds was in front of the 21 of Dan Holloway when that caution came out, so I believe Hunter Reynolds will be your lucky dog. But
well, you say that, but it looked like Hunter Reynolds got into the 88 that triggered this yellow flag. So
ooh,
JD Crow in the 17 and the 4 of Chris Akers are going to make contact. JD Crow hard into the inside wall. Chris Akers in the 4 goes for a spin after he smacks the wall. So yeah, big shakeup here.
so if Hunter, it's going to be interesting, because if iRacing doesn't score, or if the caution, okay, if Hunter has X's, any kind of incidents when that caution came out, he's not the lucky dog. That would make, because the 21 of Dan Holloway was involved in that also, which
Then no one would get the lucky dog.
did Stephen Herman get through?
It wouldn't matter. The first car 1 lap down, if he gets an incident point, no one gets the lucky dog.
No, it cycles.
Does it?
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if Scorman Herman drives past the pack here. But Hunter and Dan were hoping that the 4 and the 9 and the 31 were gonna pit. And look at that, KR. Looks like Scorman Herman's getting his lap back.
Heck yeah. There you go. You called it right. Congratulations on that one, Travis. Nice job.
I mean, I'd hope so. Man, just I bet you, you gotta feel bad for Hunter and Dan there, because and JD Crow, I believe he was involved in that too, somewhere.
Yep. JD Crow got into it with the 4 of Chris Akers, and they both went spinning. But guys, we are going to take a quick little break. No one going where. We'll be back to round this one out. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to line up 2 by 2 for the restart here. Final race of the regular season coming up. The chase for the championship, that's going to kick off next Sunday night, November 8th at Daytona. Chase race number 2 will be at Talladega. And then the final chase race number 3, we crown a champion. That is November 22nd. 3 more races remain. All 3 races, a single round for each, or a single race for each round of the playoffs. So these drivers are all going to be fighting tooth and nail if they can even get into those 12 spots. So here we go, Travis. The 61 of DJ Mitzel, and it come down pit road.
I saw that. That's a very interesting move there, because unless he's hoping on a caution to come out, maybe he can pit, but a lot of these guys who just pit, is going to be a close one, KR. They're about to take the green flag right at the pit window, so anything's possible. We can see who's going to save a little bit of fuel. That outside line seems to got a pretty decent start, but what I saw was happening back in the pack. That was with the 3, 88, and the 4 all going up top, and they're already going 3 wide into turn 2. So we'll see where they are in a second. But the 9 of Michael Coe not really going forward, but the 61 and the 31 of DJ Mitzel and Todd Poston looking pretty good running the front. But you know, KR, when you're running in the front, burn a little bit extra fuel, and with how close the pit window is, this is gonna be a good one. Let's just say that, KR.
Yeah, DJ Mitzel got a long way to go to get to the checkered flag on this one. Not only that, but he is out front trying to hold that hammer down. So yeah, it is going to be close for the 61. We stay green, he cannot make it to the end of this one, but a caution coming out could change everything. However, I think if a caution comes out, we're going to see everyone come down pit road, just because of that safety factor of having the green-white checkered attempts.
Oh yeah, for sure. And especially, you know, if we have a caution, we still have that race within a race going on. JD Crow, Dan Holloway, and Hunter Reynolds all racing to get their lap back for the end of this race to get some extra points for the coming chase if they can make it. I don't know how close either of them or the 3 of them are on the cut line, but you know, you really don't know now if you're a lap down. You can't really race for a win or race for a really good spot, but we'll see how that goes. But the 61 of DJ Mitzel looks like he's doing a pretty good job of leading his teammate, I believe, the 31 of Todd Poston. But you know, KR, we talked about him a little bit earlier. Been quiet most of the night. There's the 04 Mark Mann right there on the inside.
How about that storyline for DJ Mitzel? Having a kind of a dismal season in the 61 machine. Picks up the very first win of the season last week. Here he is leading with 19 laps to go. Has a chance to go back to back and lock himself into the playoffs. Man, how about that? And he was really down and out just about 3 to 4 weeks ago. I was talking to him about it. He said, man, I don't know what's going on. Things just aren't going my way. And here he is with a win underneath his belt and a shot to go 2 in a row and become one of the 12 playoff drivers.
And that, you know, momentum is important on the track, but if you can carry your momentum from each week in and week out, it really helps, because you know the 88 and the 3 are getting a big run. I don't mean to interrupt myself, but Candy Shack said you can't talk about that right now. But the 88 getting a good shove by his teammate of Paul Servant. The middle line just checked up a little bit. That's going to allow the 88 to clear, maybe even the 3 clear. Oh wow. Once again, KR, here we are talking about Candy Shack Motorsports, but but yeah, you gotta carry your momentum each week in and out, and a win can really change your attitude and change your luck. As you can see, DJ Mitzel, from at least the races that I've been in the booth with you, this looks like a completely different DJ Mitzel than me, KR.
Yeah, the 61 picked up 2 wins very quickly last season, and here this season has been a struggle for him to even finish in the top 5. In fact, we say that DJ Mitzel only has 2 top 5s on the season, 4 top 10s. You throw in that win, you make it 2 in a row here. It could be a shot in the arm for the 61, especially going into the playoffs.
Yeah, carrying momentum. He's going to hop up in front of the 3 at Paul Servant, as we are well within go time. We've been in go time, as you can tell. We got tight racing, drivers going 3 wide. The 21 of Dan Holloway trying to get his lap back the hard way. Currently, he is in front of the 17 of JD Crow, so he would be in the lucky dog position. Hopefully, he doesn't get any incidents. Maybe he's even trying to get in front of the pack here. I don't know if he's going to try to get his lap back the hard way, and hopefully there's a wreck behind him, but we'll see where he plays out in this KR. But 61 and DJ Mitzel doing everything he can. He drops back down from the 88 of Dana Osborne, but I can almost guarantee that 88 is going to hop up in front of the 3, and just as soon as I say the 88 does that, hops in front of his teammate Paul Servant. And we have teammates battling one another, the 88 and the 3, and the 61 and the 31. And the 80, that was a close one there, KR. The 88 cleared the 61.
So while this has all been going down, the 21, the 7-Eleven, they've been working that outside lane. The 21 of Holloway being 1 lap down. No, I'm sorry, Holloway. Yeah, Holloway 1 lap down.
Yeah.
Sorry. For a minute, I got ahead of myself. But Stephen Herman, who was the lucky dog recipient, had made his way all the way up inside the top 5 using this 3rd lane before it fell back as Dana Osborne was making those moves. Daniel Holloway backed off the throttle a little bit, causing this outside lane to check up. They're building some momentum once again.
You can see the 17 of JD Crow taking a little peek up there behind the 7-Eleven. Okay, I thought that was going to be way worse than it was, but oh man, they're not leaving anything for the regular season, KR, and I'm so happy for it. But you know, like I said, JD Crow hopping up behind the 7-Eleven of Stephen Herman. That's another car to add to the line. We'll see if they can get anything going, which Dan Holloway is a lap down, like you said, so he's not for position anywhere. But DJ Mitzel making a great move. That's definitely going to get the 3 and the 61 clear the 88. And they're going to jump to the bottom. That's leaving the 9 of Michael Coe leading that outside line, being followed by the 27 of Sean Stevens. Ooh, big wiggle. Looks like contact between him and the 31. Oh,
contact in the
KR.
back. Squirmin' Herman's gone around in the 7-Eleven. Les Levy involved. Big time accident. Let's take another look at this one. Russell Hancock came down. JD Crow in a separate incident. JD Crow is going to make contact.
Looks like
Hancock was coming down the track, got into Hunter or Jimmy Reynolds.
Yeah, it looks like the initial start of all the movement was looks like Stephen Herman gave actually, it looks like it was between the 27 and the 21, getting the 27 a little out of shape, and then the 21 went a little high, and Stephen Herman got on his bumper, and then there was contact between the 21 and Russell Hancock, and that's what started it all. So that's JD Crow not getting his lap back. I believe that's gonna go to Hunter Reynolds if he kept his nose clean there. So we'll see when the pack comes by. I'm more than sure that You'll see every car on pit road here, KR.
Yeah, every car should hit pit road here. We're on board with the 61 of DJ Mitzel. Just as soon as I say every car should, someone's going to try and be a little cheeky.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep. So Dan Holloway's hitting pit road. So I'm assuming he did not get his lap back via the lucky dog. So I believe your lucky dog candidate is going to be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And it looks like JD Crow might even be taking the wave around. So that's that's an interesting take there. He has no front end. Maybe he's hoping for a quick caution, but he's on he was last on pit road 14 laps ago, and that is not going to get him to the end of the race. So he's definitely banking on another caution. So we'll see where this ends up. KR.
Paul Servant wins the race off of pit road. DJ Mitzel, Dana Osborne, Michael Coe, Todd Poston going to round out the top 5. So JD Crow trying for the wave around here. Maybe he just didn't want to come down pit lane with everyone else. These quick cautions always throwing a little bit of a kink into things.
Dropping back, so it's almost like he's being told to let everybody pass, or he killed his engine accidentally. That might have been it, since he's back up and rolling. But yeah, I think he's taking the wave around. I think he's going for the gutsy call here. And gonna hope for a caution within the next couple laps so he can be on the lead lap. But I don't know how he'll be able to hold on. But you know, if you think about it, even if he can't hold on within the next 5 laps, you know, he'll be away from the pack when all this goes, when you know a caution comes out or anything. So maybe the 17's thinking outside the box, and you gotta do that sometimes to get yourself in a winning position around here, KR.
Yeah, the 17 gonna try and do anything he can to get on the lead lap, it seems. But not a bad call so far, especially if we do get another yellow. That'll bunch everyone back up. Paul Servant trying to fake out the field, and no one's really buying it. Daniel Holloway gonna make his way onto pit road. He was 1 lap down, so it does not matter to him anyways. Gonna try and top off and just make sure he's good to go the rest of the way.
Yeah. We're what is it? 9 to go with the green flag at the drop of the green. Okay, so that 17 is gonna need a caution within the next 4 to 5 laps, and that's being very generous with his fuel, because he's gonna have to go around the pace car here and catch back up. Not to mention, I think he was leading the outside line for a second, so it's gonna be close for him. But the 3 of Paul Servant being the leader on the inside line, with the 61 of DJ Mitzel on his outside. But the 3 is going to be pushed by the 88 Dana Osborne, his teammate, and then the 9 of Michael Coe lining up behind the 61 of DJ Mitzel. And KR, he's back again in the top 5. It's Mark Mann and P6 on the outside. I feel like Mark's kind of been quiet a little bit. We haven't really talked about him much.
No, and that is kind of how this whole season has gone for the 04. Very quiet, but finds a way to finish in the top 5, as he did come into tonight's race second in the point standings. Here we go. 9 laps remain at the drop of the green flag.
Oh, my math was right. Nice.
Watch him go to a green-white checker just to make it wrong for you.
Oh, honestly, I'd love to see all the green-white checkered attempts. I want to see him go through them all to the last one. Just draw out the regular season. Looks like Jimmy Crow or JD Crow. Sorry, excuse me. JD Crow is gonna let the 2600 Reynolds by. So pace car is off. KR. When I said it was a go time a couple laps ago, that wasn't go time. This is go time. And the 3 of Paul Servant leading this field to the green flag. DJ Mitchell's going to do everything he can to not let Paul Servant lead this next lap. DJ Mitchell gets a good start. The 9's pushing him pretty well. Definitely not a good start like we saw Hunter got earlier at the beginning of the race. But that 88 Dana Osborne just doing everything he can to make sure his teammates leading this race right now, KR.
Yeah, Dana Osborne did pick up a win this season, but sitting comfortably in 6th place in the points running. Boy, solid finish for him as he's going to get into 61 and DJ Mitchell. Mitchell got sideways, but held on to it. We stay green. How about that save by the 61 of DJ Mitchell? Yeah,
that was a spectacular save. That was also great heads-up driving by the field. I mean, hats off to all these guys. I'm sure JD Crow was praying that there was going to be a caution there, but man, that was just great driving. That was just hard racing right there between the 88. We got a little contact between 61, but here we are with the 3 Paul Servant and the 9 of Michael Coe leading the race right now. The 9 being pushed by the 04 of Mark Mann. It looks like the 9 thought about dropping, but I don't know if he didn't get clear or wants to stay with the 04. But, KR, we have 2 little packs formed. We have the main pack and the single file pack being led by DJ Mitchell. Hopefully that any kind of damage that he picked up doesn't slow him down too much. But looks like Dan Harrington and Les Levy are going to pass DJ, and followed by the 21 of Dan Holloway. So KR, their laps are winding down, but the racing is going to a whole nother level right now.
Yeah, the intensity level is picking up. Paul Servant in the 3, holding off the 9 of Pondo Coe for the moment, but Coe really only has a handful of starts this season. Each time he shows up, everyone knows it is a battle with him at the front of the field. And here he is in the closing laps out in front as he is now got the 3 on his back bumper.
And that second pack, if you want to call it a pack, they just caught up. Les Levy and Dan Harrington, hopping to the bottom. Dan Holloway being scored in P18, racing hard for his lap back, hoping that anything can happen, but he would be the lucky dog no matter what, unless he got involved in the contact. But the 9-0 Michael Coe dropping to that bottom. That's leaving the 04 of Mark Mann on the outside, being pushed by the 31 of Todd Postman. And right now, you got the 4 of Chris Akers and the 21 trying to make that third line work, and the 3 of Paul Servant hopping to the outside in front of Mark Mann. Oh man, there's so many things going on. I can't even keep up with the KR.
It is the closing laps of this race. We have been going around for a while as Mark Mann's going to get turned by the 88, and it is going to send everyone around. DJ Mitchell squeezes through somehow, and the yellow flag going to come out for this one.
Yeah, there's 2 separate things that happen there. They're not really. So I believe the 65 of Jason Grahams saw that the 88 of Dana Osborne drifted up a little bit and filled the gap, and then that ended up getting them into Mark Mann, and like you said, DJ Mitchell squeezing through that. Also the 82 of Dan Harrington getting through that. One person who did not unfortunately get through that was the 21 of Daniel Holloway, but he was collected. He will not be getting his lap back here. That's a tough break for him. But oh wow, KR. Ugh. Well, I think I might get my wish here about them using all the green white checkers.
So Jason Graham's getting a piece of this one. Could have been better for the 65, but a rough go for him. He sits on pit road.
Looks like the leaders had to stop to let the pace car by, so that's going to create a lot of confusion here.
Well, wouldn't it be iRacing if there wasn't confusion?
Actually, guess who's on the lead lap, but I think is about to come get a fresh car. No, he is not. He is staying out. The 17 of JD Crow. So I wonder if he's out of fast repairs, because he's missing a front end for me at least. I don't know about UKR, but
What?
Is he not missing one for you?
No, he's missing one for me. When did he come down pit road last?
2 laps ago, or 3 laps ago. Wait, did he go down pit road like right as that wreck happened?
I think so. Can we take a look here?
I'm gonna go back and find it, see if I can. Gonna do a little detective work. Yeah, he was on pit road, lap 66. No, he was not on pit road.
17 came down pit road under his own power. We're watching the replay here.
He went lap 70 into 71.
And this was after the contact, after the yellow came out. He has come down pit road. So he's got fuel.
Yeah. He's good to go. He is 100% in the green. That's not something that I was expecting. I thought he was gonna, come down and get a fast repair. But
that is a man that is trying to do everything he can to stay in this thing. He came into tonight 15th place in the point standings. He was 16 points behind the cutoff. And here he is still going. Now keep in mind, one thing we didn't talk a whole lot about, Donald Bennett. His issue and his dropout of the race, he was inside the top 12 coming into tonight's race. Now he is out of the race. He's going to be scored 19th spot. Everybody knows what has happened in that situation. They all are seeing a chance at a freebie. It is like sharks smelling blood.
Yeah.
That the chum has been churned up.
And don't forget, you have the 21 of Daniel Holloway also being scored in 18th place still. I don't know where he was in the standings, but I'm sitting here watching JD Crow, hoping that I see a fresh car just pop up. Oh, it looks like he's fixing damage. Yeah, I honestly, hats off to JD Crow here for just sticking it out. A lot of people with a car looking like that would drop out, but
he's got to. You're that close to the bubble, and you know that one of the drivers ahead of you has already had a problem. Man, you gotta go for it.
And it's not even in the race, and then you have, and the race isn't even over, so you don't even know how this is gonna go.
No, you just gotta go for it. That is in full sin mode. So JD Crow doing everything he can to make it in on points. Meanwhile, the 88 of Dana Osborne, he's on the front row inside for this restart. On his outside, a driver we haven't talked a whole lot about, Dan Harrington in the 82 machine. Another driver really close to the bubble here. He gets a good solid finish. He could be able to make it into the playoffs as well. Les Levy on the inside for row number 2. On the outside, Russell Hancock in the 343. Hancock already got 1 win on the season. He's a driver. If he can pick up a win here, lock himself in. Oh man, so many storylines, so many different outcomes of this race. Oh, I don't want to say it, but I do have goosebumps.
But my brain hurts. Oh,
Wait, you got one of those?
You'd be surprised.
Man, I wish I had one.
What's left of it, but oh man, I don't even. Pace car's off. We're gonna get a what is that, a green white checkered technically?
I believe so.
No, it's a 3-lap shootout. Unless we get a green white checkered, but the 88 of Dana Osborne leading. He's gonna have the 62 of Les Levy behind him, pushing him on this restart. Green flag is out. Dan Harrington gets a massive jump, and he's getting pushed by the 343 of Russell Hancock. That was a great start by the 82 there. He's clear, and so is the 343 right now. The 343 is going to take advantage of it, and that's going to put Hunter Reynolds pushing the 82 in a big gap. Oh, that was a shot and a half. But
contact at the back. JD Crow involved in it. Michael Coe involved. Squirmin' Herman got a piece of it, but we stay green as the crashing happened behind the pack and below the racing line. Dan Harrington continuing to lead.
Yeah, Hunter Reynolds hot on his bumper, but once again leading that outside line. The 61 of DJ Mitzel being pushed. I believe that's by the 3 of Paul Servant. And KR, we're coming to the white flag, so this race is checkers or wreckers now. You're coming back to the line no matter what. Oh, the 61 is getting a good push by the 3. That's going to get him definitely clear of the 82. But the 3 is going to... Oh, gosh, they're so close. Mark Mann with a huge run being pushed by the 31 of Todd Poston.
DJ Mitzel in the 61 trying to go 2 in a row, but the 04 of Mark Mann using the outside lane all the way down to the bottom into turn number 3. Todd Poston's going to get turned. Dan Harrington hard into the wall. The 04 of Mark Mann now going to settle it between him and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds onto the front stretch. Hunter Reynolds to the back bumper. Is he going to make a move? No, he stays tucked in behind, and Mark Mann in the 04 comes across your race winner.
What just happened there at the end? Oh, there was a car stopped on the track.
So Mark Mann picks up his first win of the season and the last race. And man, oh man, did this have so many things to break down. Let's take a look at the crash down the backstretch. Squirmin' Herman, JD Crow, Michael Coe getting involved in that one. So there was that.
There was a couple cars getting in contact there. You had going into turn 3 on the last lap.
And we ride on board with the 04 Mark Mann. They're coming to take the white flag. Dan Harrington takes the white flag, but Mark Mann, so much momentum. To the outside he goes.
Yeah, that was...
And just a huge run.
You know, the 343 got his win because the 31 was pushing him really good on that last lap. And once again, here we are looking at the 31 of Todd Poston pushing somebody clear across 2 lanes. Not only one, he didn't just clear him from the top line over the bottom line. He cleared him past 2 lanes. So that's hats off to the 31 there for great pushing. But I can only imagine what that does for the standings because. Oh man, KR, I'm at a loss for words right now.
I am too. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick this post-race show off by talking to our race winner, and that is none other than the 04 of Mark Mann. Congratulations, Mark. Great job out there tonight.
Woo! Yeah, that was intense end for sure. I thought I was done, and I saw Todd go 3 with me, and then I had it. I couldn't believe it. And then Hunter was right there. He could have had me there, but awesome teammate.
Well, Mark, you finally got a win this season. A solid season for you despite not hitting victory lane. You came into tonight 2nd place in the point standings, but no victory tallies. But now we can't say that anymore as you sit atop that top step.
Heck yeah. I'm hoping I would have loved to win the season championship. But I think Paul got a good finish, which was cool. But man, that was wild at the end. Real happy. Pretty awesome push by Todd and great push by Hunter at the end. I thought one of us in our channel was going to win tonight because we were in good position at the end. I thought I had no shot at that last lap, but it just opened up. It was cool.
Well, Mark, a race win always is an accomplishment here on a super speedway. So that being said, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Oh, heck yeah, man. I want to thank Hunter there at the end and Todd and everybody at Alliance that raced tonight. And Mara, who's always watching my races, appreciate it. And all the fans and friends at home. NSRA for putting on this awesome league. And Turn 3 for putting on an awesome broadcast. You know, I didn't have a great season, but that's a great way to end it. Real happy. More so than I sound.
All right, that is Mark Mann,
Hey,
who is
KR.
judging his season off of wins.
Before we start interviewing Hunter, Mark, KR cracked one for you and you won. So
Oh, yeah. See, he hasn't been doing that much this season, so haven't had the luck I needed. But thanks for cracking that beer. Brought me some good luck.
I do what I can. All right,
Yes.
that is Mark Mann, your race winner. Congratulations once again, Mark.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm happy. All right.
All right, now we're going to move on to our second place finisher, and that is the driver of the Reynolds Wrap Machine. But Travis Elliott, you've caught up with him.
Hunter Reynolds, you got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Oh, I mean, my heart is beating very fast and very heavily from this race and this finish, but we saw you have that go lap down, race a little bit through some trials and tribulations, but you got back on the lead lap, avoided a couple wrecks, and here you are sitting P2. Saw you could have made a move on Mr. Mark Mann right there, coming to the end, but you decided to stick with him. Was there any thoughts in your mind of getting around him, or you're just gonna stick with him through the end?
Tonight was really an uphill battle, and I was gonna push Dan Harrington there at the end to the win, and he unfortunately got turned. But luckily, I had another teammate to push tonight. That was kind of the goal. I was just, help out my teammates there and get a good finish, and we got a good points tonight. And I can't be happier after going a lap down up here in second.
Yeah, you guys, you definitely did a great job rebounding, and your entire team really. We saw. I feel like we hardly talk about Sean Stevens, and he was up there racing as hard as he can. I'm not sure where he finished, but like you said, Dan Harrington was up there too, and he's definitely kind of a sleeper. He's a real quiet racer, but when he comes out, he comes out. But you guys did a great job tonight. This is such a fun race to watch from the booth. And you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anybody out there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Our team was all working in sequence tonight, I think. But all my teammates at Alliance tonight, FSR, shout out to you two in the booth. Y'all do a great job. KR, Travis, all the league admins for putting this thing on, and of course, shout out to everyone watching. We appreciate y'all.
All right, thanks, Hunter. Great race. Hopefully, we'll see you in the chase next week, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. We hope so.
KR, I think you I think you got the 61 to DJ Mitzel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I have caught up with our third place finisher, and that is the 61 of DJ Mitzel. DJ, you picked up the first win of the season last week. Here you were in another shot to win this one, come away with third place. How do you feel that your points, your regular season has shooken out for you?
It's been all right. First about 5 races were just awful. I was probably like 25th in points or something ridiculous. But the last 5 been pretty good. The first 5 we were in good spots. We just ended up getting wrecked at the end or whatever, getting caught up into something. But yeah, we clawed into a good spot here, and we should. I don't know, I guess, but we should be in the chase.
Yeah, DJ, I saw you came into tonight 9th place in the point standings, a 3rd place finish here, barring any admins that have a vendetta against you and making up something to keep you out of it. I believe you scored enough points to be one of our 12 drivers. But DJ, man, this 61 machine was out front here tonight, had an outstanding race, and not only that, but all the chaos and carnage going on around, somehow that 61 always seemed to squeeze through it.
Yeah, I got caught up in a couple little tiny things, nothing too bad, but that at the end there, I got kind of turned sideways when I was, I don't know, second line, or maybe I was leading the outside, I think, actually. And I got turned sideways, and I thought the car was fine, and I was just really slow. So that last caution, I went down and used a fast repair. That last run was fun. I thought I was going to get up there and win this thing with Paul pushing me, and Todd just came out of nowhere pushing Mark Mann up through on the 3rd line, and man, we had nothing for him. And then we kind of, Todd came down in front of me, and we just didn't quite get squared up, and I turned him a little bit and caused a big checkup. So my apologies to Todd, but that was a fun race, man. I enjoyed it.
All right, man. Well, the 61 machine, final step of the podium, one of our 12 drivers to make it through into the playoffs. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give here tonight?
Yeah, thank you to Three Wide Motorsports, Todd, Steven, Russ, and then thank you to Turn 3, you and Travis for broadcasting this thing, Pad for sponsoring the series, and just thanks to all the NSRA drivers. I enjoy coming out. We have a really good field of drivers, really competitive. We get after each other a little bit because we're all competitive, but it's all fun.
All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations and nice job out there tonight.
Yeah, 10-4. Thank you.
That is Three Wide Motorsports driver, the 61 of DJ Mitzel, your final driver on the podium here tonight. And Travis, another outstanding race here for the Super Speedway Series.
Yeah, I thought last week was pretty good with that last second push from the 21, or no, that was two. The racing has been so good, KR, I can't even remember when things happened. So obviously they topped it tonight, and I'm still having a mini heart attack right now.
Well, before you die on us, let's get through tonight's race results. Mark Mann, your race winner. Hunter Reynolds finishing in 2nd. DJ Mitzel 3rd. Paul Servant finishing 4th. And rounding out your top 5, the 62 of Les Levy.
Coming home in 6th place, the 31 of Ty Poston. E7, the 25 of Jimmy Reynolds. 8th place, the 343 of Russell Hancock. Coming in 9th, the 9 of J.R. Johnson. And in 10th, the 27 of Sean Stevens.
JD Crow bringing it home in 11th spot. An outstanding drive for him. Chris Akers finishing 12th. 13th, Dan Harrington. 14th, Dana Osborne. Michael Coe bringing it home in 15th spot.
In 16th, the 21 of Daniel Holloway. In 17th, Squirman Herman himself. 18th, the 65 of Jason Grahams. In the 30 of Donald Bennett, bringing in your last spot of tonight's race.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of Travis Elliott, who has joined me, KR Stolfus, in the booth here tonight, we want to thank you all for joining us. Make sure you tune in next Sunday night as we begin the playoffs. We have some unofficial stuff, so we're not going to talk a whole lot about who made it just yet, but make sure you tune in next week as 12 drivers try to survive into the next round of 8. So until then, y'all stay safe and have a good night.